So thinking past the obstacle is a tool to transition a problem into something really productive. Most high-level thinkers or creators have an ability for seeing what is already not there. So by asking this question, you're modeling this. So wouldn't it be great if, ... creates the free space necessary to do this.
Welcome to the Keefe Show. Transform your mind, accelerate your business, energize your body, and inspire the world. Now here is your host, Keefe.
All right, hey guys, we're going live here in about 2 seconds to read chapter 4 of the Freedom Question. As you know, how this totally works is I'm popping on my live for my personal audience. There we go, chapter 4. And it's kind of new. I got a new iPad, so we're doing the Facebook live first time at our fan page. It's a little crazy around here. We're heading out to San Francisco in a few minutes, so I need to get this in and make it happen. So anyhow, how this works is I read it. You can ask questions as you go, and or make comments, and we will. There we go. We're going live on the personal feed. Good. I'll get this down very soon. It'll be fun. Okay, so we're on chapter 4, the Freedom Question. Now, this is the part of the book where it gets a lot of fun because in chapters 1, 2, and 3, 1 was laying the groundwork of like what the new possibility is like in entrepreneurship nowadays, and how to time collapse, meaning how to speed up success rapidly, how to get customers flooding to you, paying you lots of money or paying you a ton of money or making you a lot of profit. In that chapter, we talked about how we never chase. We always attract, and I shared tons of examples. Jesse Itzler, Sarah Blakely, Tim Ferriss, my good friends Roland Frazier, Perry Belcher, one of my mentors, Mark Devine. And chapter 2, then we went into the trap, which is the sequential trap, the education trap, the get a job trap, the go into debt trap, and why that holds people back and slows them down, which led to chapter 3, which was losing the friction, which is all about how friction builds up in our life. And when I work with high performers, the first thing I look for is how do I remove friction from their life rather than try to add more to-dos, because my belief system is that most people don't need more to-dos. They need more distinctions, better distinctions. And so that's what we're kind of looking for. So chapter 4 is fun because now this is where we get into the laying the groundwork for time collapsing. So chapter 4, the Freedom Question. As I mentioned in the last chapter, high performers don't look for more stuff to do. They look for more distinctions. One key thing that holds us back from achieving our next breakthrough is our perception of our current situation. The reason being that where we currently are is where we hold all of our problems, whether real or perceived, our limiting constraints, existing relationships, our financial status, limitations. They're all hanging out in our present reality. While studying high performers, I found there's a distinct pattern of mental breakthrough that I'll call the Freedom Question. Whilst it's a process similar to time travel, in the essence where you leave the present moment mentally and you shoot out into the future beyond the problem or the thing that you'd like to create, already being created, or any limitation that you're currently experiencing. And you ask a simple question: wouldn't it be great if? And then you, hey Julia, close the door, would ya? And then you insert, well, everybody on Facebook hears you asking for your blankie, honey. Everybody on Facebook, all 10 billion of you. And then you insert your ideal situation. Whether you come to this question out of frustration or inspiration, anger, loss, hope, happiness, a desire to take a stand or prove others wrong. Like, so right now, Julia is experiencing total frustration because she does not know where her blankie is. It's my 5-year-old. We're traveling today. She thinks it's in her backpack. Well, it's not in your backpack. There's a point where these emotions get flipped into a very resourceful, very powerful, future-focused question that begins the process of creation. This question is powerful because it creates freedom from all limitations. So why this question works. We all see things we would like to change in our current life, correct? It's very easy to get stuck on what is and fail to transition into what is possible. So by asking the question, wouldn't it be great if, it creates a chain of thoughts that take you out of the present moment and moves you forward all the way past the problem already being solved. After all, where are all solutions hiding? Hey Mike, will you close the door please? Beyond the obstacle. Let me say it again. Where are all solutions hiding? Or where are all things beyond the obstacle that we have, right? So thinking past the obstacle is a tool to transition a problem into something really productive. Most high-level thinkers or creators have an ability for seeing what is already not there. So by asking this question, you're modeling this. So wouldn't it be great if, ... creates the free space necessary to do this. Let's take a look at a couple of cases in which these freedom questions have created some awesome impact. Wouldn't it be great if we could grow crops without needing acres? And so you look at vertical farming was created where they're able to create crops in a vertical space rather than have to use horizontally where you use tons and tons of acreage. Wouldn't it be great if we could buy cool glasses without forking over a ton of cash? Glasses are expensive. Neil Blumenthal and his friends David Gilboa, Andrew Hunt, and Jeffrey Radar wondered, do they have to be? The four guys, all MBA students at the time, had studied success stories behind Amazon and Zappos. They knew people were becoming more and more open to buying just about everything online. If people are comfortable buying a pair of shoes without trying them on, they figured, hey, what would they do with eyewear? Especially if it meant they save a bunch of money. Nicknamed the Netflix of eyewear, Warby Parker is now considered a unicorn of startup success. Free from the burden of high overhead costs like rent, until recently, the company only operated online and licensing fees. They designed their own frames rather than pay for a luxe name. The company sells their frames for around $100. Sales took off quickly and haven't slowed down since. Warby Parker recently received a 1.2 valuation. I want to see if, wouldn't it be great if you could buy what we needed without going to the store and get same day or next day delivery? Amazon.com is such a prolific entity at this point that it's easy to forget that they used to sell only books. As the internet revolution exploded, Jeff Bezos decided to start online. So if you look about that, Amazon's classic example of a guy who was looking to sell something online, if you look at Jeff's actual story, he was looking at a lot at how, like, he did basic direct response research, looked at what were the fastest growing categories, and he noticed that books were actually at the bottom of the chain. However, he knew that if you look at the long tail and you look at what's called, like, say, thin slicing, the combination of a lot of these micro niches over time and over a lot of space is what made Amazon so amazing. So now he took that process, and now they sell everything online. Everything you want to do, 30% or 40% of our sales in our health supplement business come from online sales. And even our book purchases, even though we give it away free online, we're still getting about, not a third yet, but I say that's going to, as podcasts come out and stuff like that, that'll increase as well. So Amazon went hyper niche to expansion very broad. It's a very smart strategy, by the way. Wouldn't it be great if we could send and receive money while also protecting our bank information? And that's where PayPal came in to play. So the good news is that you can model these thinking processes. They're not just for companies like Uber, Airbnb, Amazons, Googles, and these big Warby Parkers of the world. What follows are some exercises you can walk through to practice the freedom question. And again, this is in Chapter 4 of Time Collapsing. So if you want to walk through these and do the exercises, just get the book free, pay shipping and handling. And so I'll follow along, outlining some of the examples of what mine might be and how I use this in my own life. I suggest that for each exercise, you set a timer minimally for 10 minutes so that you could just focus on one thing, no distractions, get to work, right? To allow you to have time to think and process. Get a cup of coffee, glass of wine, get comfortable, turn off your, don't judge yourself with this. Go totally crazy and have a blast with it. And remember, you have no limitations. No one's going to read this. No one's going to judge it, right? So exercise number 1 is literally seeing beyond the obstacle. Here's an example of what I might look like with like for a business, life, and career. Like what I think would be very valuable for me is, I would say something like, wouldn't it be great if my business is a cash machine that runs 24/7 and works on autopilot and generates. I'll have my number. I won't share it on Facebook for the world to see. But like, let's just say it was throwing off $10,000 of profit that I take home a month, or $100,000, or 250, whatever your number might be. That would be great. Wouldn't it be great? And then so you add more. Wouldn't it be great if my product or service or thing that I do is allowed to affect millions of people and it goes viral because people think it's amazing? Like Justin Ritchie just posted, I'm on chapter 7, great book. Thanks, Justin, I appreciate it. My goal is to sell 1 million books, as fast as humanly possible. In less than 10 days, we've sold over 1,300 books, so I'm at 1.3% of my goal. I'm very ecstatic about that because it's the first week, first 10 days, game changer, right? So I get excited about that, but you got to have that vision. Like, wouldn't it be great to sell 1 million books? Wouldn't it be great to sell 1 million books? What would need to happen comes next, okay? Wouldn't it be great if I had an outstanding team that was highly motivated, that looked out for my best interest and my family's best interest, and were smart people who loved coming to work every day and found their superpower, felt passionate about our mission and vision and stuff like that? These are the questions that get you thinking. Wouldn't it be great if the business allowed me to focus solely on my strengths so that I could do what I love every day, which is very true, so that I could prosper every day, so that every single day that we come into work or I wake up for my life, I look forward to the day and I'm ecstatic about the day. That's the stuff that starts. See how my energy is increasing just by going through this exercise? And wouldn't it be great if I donated X dollars to charity every single year to the ones that I'm most passionate about? Wouldn't it be great? And then see, now what you start doing is like, that was business. Now I could segue into family. Wouldn't it be great if that I happily and confidently raised my self-confident kids who believe in themselves and go for their dreams? Wouldn't it be great if, and then you can go individually. I have 7 kids, right? I have 7 kids. So, oh, thanks, Jeff. I don't know what that means. Like if you share it live right now, does it actually go live right now? So hey, if everybody's out there, if you want to do an experiment, see if people actually dig this. So what I do is wouldn't it be great if, and then I'll brainstorm this, and then the next thing is I go fill in the blanks. Is the exercise is, if I was sitting here in 1 year, so if you and I were having this conversation 1 year from now, wouldn't it be great if my health was, I weigh X amount, I'm able to bench press this, I'm able to do X amount of pull-ups, unbroken, I go to class 3 times a week, 5 times a week. It becomes a daily ritual that I'm passionate about. I don't have to push myself into exercising. My body needs and yearns for the exercising, right? I forge my mental toughness through my fitness. I am admired by my peers. People look up to me as somebody they would like to be more like. I have endless energy. I take supplements. I'm eating healthy 80% of the time, which I'll tell you about my belief system on this later. My belief system is that if you set yourself up for success, you're more likely to follow the pattern. So keep the pattern simple, which if I'm healthy 80% of the time, I'm better than letting it all go out the window. And then what ends up happening is I'm actually eating healthy about 90% of the time, because it's just easier to do that when you're on a good thing. And when I don't, it's not a big deal. I don't stress it. Don't beat myself up. It's okay. So there's more stuff here, but I see my wife's pulling around the corner. We're leaving for the airport in like literally 15 minutes, and I'm getting the look like, what are you doing? You're still talking to people on Facebook? We got to get going here. All right, so exercise number 2. Bring it into your present moment, okay? So now what I do is I'll go out into the future, and I'll build this like dream reality, okay? And please do this. Like, this is the game changer. This is the beginning of the game changer. All the hows, all the tools will come next. But this is the first part where we bring it to your present moment. And so what you do is, instead of saying, wouldn't it be great, you sit down, you set 10 more minutes, and you actually get a friend. Like, get a friend who you totally trust, who's on the same wavelength. They want the best life for you. You want the best life for them. They want to support you. Bring them to Nashville at our mega conference. That's where all the synergy of great minds come together. And you say, now you do this actually, you're like, isn't it great that my business is throwing off X dollars a month? Isn't it great that I've transitioned into this place where we have the right people on the bus, we're doing the right things? Isn't it great that my kids are getting good grades? They love sports. They love learning the unique, like my one daughter loves arts. My one daughter loves animals. My one son loves music, but we've never explored that. So now we're saying, screw it. Wouldn't it be great if we did that? And then now 1 year later we go, isn't it great that we're doing this? Isn't it great that I have a great relationship with my spouse? Isn't it great that, and you get more detailed than what I'm doing now. I'm kind of going through this fast. But there's an exercise in there. Write this stuff out. I mean, literally, please do it. Exercise number 3. Now, the reason you do that, just for exercise number 3, is it's in the future. So you get it's in the future. We brought it to the present. Now, the next exercise is you go beyond it. Look back at how you did it. Now you go back. Have you ever noticed that if you look back on a goal you achieved, problem faced, or challenge you solved after a long time, it doesn't feel that hard to do? Like when people say oh, well, we just did it, we figured it out, blah, blah, blah. Now that big problem that was in front of you is now behind you, and it's easier. Do you notice that? So what I like to do, I'm not going to read this, okay? This is the chapter. Here's all the questions. It's chapter page 40 and 41. What I like to do is I like to pretend like I'm being interviewed by Oprah or even Tim Ferriss, my friend Tim Ferriss, who I admire the heck out of what he's doing in his podcast. Or like if I'm on, like we're sitting with Joe Rogan, any of these big names, I'll go on there and then I'll describe my story of how I accomplished it, what we did, who was in my life, and we go through the whole thing. And what's amazing about it is that it really brings a present moment. It puts all those timelines in the past. And then here's the coolest thing that I'll let you go with. This is the last thing. I gotta go. My wife's gonna kill me if I don't go. She's not gonna kill me, actually. She's awesome. So. And the kids, they're excited. We're going, but I gotta load the car. Up. We're going to San Francisco for a wedding. Kristen Farley's getting married, and what was I saying? Oh, what happens is by doing the interview process where you're getting interviewed by someone you totally would like be on their show someday, or you're on someone's stage. This is stuff I do. It helps you visualize, but then it also helps bring the pieces together, because when you're sitting there by yourself, and I like doing this walking, so I'll go for a walk, put some music on, and I'll talk it through, talk it out. And by talking it out, there's something that happens. You activate the law of attraction, you put it in your neurology, and then you reinforce the positive momentum that you're creating by going for this goal, which creates confidence and self-belief, trains the subconscious mind, lets the superconscious know what you're trying to create, creates total alignment. You'll be amazed. Do this exercise, I promise you. Do this exercise. Don't screw around with this. This is where the rubber meets the road. The stuff before this was like just prepping this. This is where we start time collapsing. I swear to God, this is where it's at. Please do this exercise. If I'm wrong, post it on Facebook. Tell everybody how I'm a moron. I don't care. This will change lives. This alone. So that's it. Appreciate you. And I'm going to say goodbye. We're going to finish this up. Please share this, okay? Like I said, I want to sell 1 million books, and I'm at 1% of my goal. If everybody who watches this video shared it, and there was 2 people from your list who could benefit from this, we'd hit 1 million books very, very quickly. All right. Peace out. Have an awesome day. This episode is sponsored by TimeCollapsing.com. My brand new free book called Time Collapsing, The New Art of Speed, Money, Power, and Meaning. You can pick it up free for a limited time at TimeCollapsing.com. Just pay shipping and handling. You'll love it. I just ask that you spread the word and check it out at TimeCollapsing.com. Our second sponsor of the show today is No Foods. That's KNOWFOODS.com. Now, No Foods is a brand new product that I just recently invested in alongside with Jesse Itzler and many other celebrities, because it is the first bread that is grain-free, gluten-free, wheat-free, soy-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, yeast-free, and most importantly, it tastes so darn good that it's even guilt-free, because it's actually made with superfoods like chia seeds,
flaxseed oil, coconuts, almonds, and egg whites. I challenge you to go out and get the chocolate chip muffins. Those are my favorite. I have them every morning with my shake, my protein shake, and then I'll have them again in the afternoon to stop any crazy craving. So check it out again at knowfoods, KNOWFOODS.com for yourself, for your family, and for those you love. So that's it. This is Ed O'Keefe, and enjoy the show.
And thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the podcast. You can find the show notes for this episode as well as all the other podcast episodes by heading on over to edokeefeshow.com. If you would, please go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and leave a rating and review. Rating and reviews truly are the best way for you to show your appreciation for the show because they help more people find out about the podcast and decide if this is the one for them. So until next week, it's time for you to go out there, take action, and inspire the world.